Oh, this has gone wrong so many times. Hello, fractious YouTube community. Because it is a fractious one, but a community all the same. What connects all these films? Lord of the Rings? Just Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, not Fellowship, because for obvious reasons, and not the Return of the King for annoying reasons and slightly disappointing reasons. Okay. This, where the actor in question played a very good representation of a character from a book, which I read before I saw the film, which, I don't know, gives you some kind of moral high ground, I suppose. It was like perfect as the character, so I thought I was very pleased with that. And so was Green Wormtongue in this. So you probably, those of you who are fans or are just know stuff, probably guessed who it is already. He's in this. It's a he. I didn't know that when I bought the film, because it was just one of those things you do when you turn 18 and you think, yes, I can finally buy DVDs from HMV, and when they say, have you got ID, and look at you like that, you can say, actually, I have brought my passport because I am so desperate to prove you wrong, or whatever, win against you. So then I bought this, and I was like, yes, Halloween 2. It's a remake, it's likely to be shitty, but it's an 18 and I'm legally buying it. So you can stuff it up your arse, except you can't because I want to buy it, and this hasn't been stuck up anybody's anus, actually. It's good, it's clean, I've watched it several times and enjoyed it without any of that horrible mischief occurring. Now this film I bought simply because he was in it. He's the only thing that makes the film good, because it is quite a shitty film, exceptionally shitty film, but he plays a very good character, a character that I hope has inspired other bad guys, because he is the bad guy, and his name's on the thing like that, so obviously he's like quite important, like drawing factors of the film. So yeah, it's good, and he's probably, I hope he's the inspiration for Heath Ledger's Joker, because it's kind of like that, like a good bad guy, like a bad guy with depth. And it's got a little pamphlet. I mean, at least it has slightly a DVD pamphlet, rather than the disappointing DVD I'm going to show you now. Well, it's not disappointing, it's just pamphletless. This is a homage to Shitcase Cinema, I think you should watch, and John gets very annoyed about DVDs not having pamphlets, and I agree, actually. It is quite annoying when you sort of commit to a film and you want just that little bit more to take you over the edge into sort of film nirvana, and you think, I will reach the top of the mountain. Yeah, well, this is Child's Play, which I bought from a shop. Yeah, it's 15. That's irrelevant, but it's got him in it, and he's like the main character, but he's not even written on the back of it, which is very annoying. And but he's like the main character. That's practically a picture of him, because yes, I'm talking about Brad Dourif, and he is the voice of Chucky the Killer Doll, which he's probably most famous for because of like that cult following. I mean, I refuse to call anything that doesn't have like its own like little villages a cult. Maybe Child's Play does. I'm not sure. I mean, is it Universal? Oh no, it's whatever. Because if it was Universal, it'd probably, you go to Universal World in the Mediterranean, and then it would have its own little village and ride. But it doesn't. It's that MGM. So yeah, I'm talking about Brad Dourif, a rather sort of underrepresented actor in the acting world, because he's very good, very talented, but he seems to have a panache of going in a lot of shitty films. I mean, not a lot, but a few. And films that don't tend to do very well, which probably isn't his fault because he's very good. And he ends up being like a character actor when he could do just normal acting. Normal acting, whatever. Yeah, but he does tend to do character acting, which, I don't know, is restrictive, obviously. But the first film I saw him in, unknowingly, was Escape to Witch Mountain in 1994, which I saw on CITV. So I was a CITV kid, not a CBC kid, because it disgusted me. And I didn't know that, and I enjoyed that film simply because it was about aliens and it had purple light in it. But then, obviously, I recorded it off the telly because I did that a lot when I was well, little. I mean, 2-year-old recording something on a video is rather a stretch, but yeah, I did start recording stuff when I was able to walk. Well, this is so stupid and irrelevant. So, yeah, I could record stuff off the telly when I was about 8. Good. Probably the first time I recorded it off the telly when I was about 8. And I recorded it onto a video, so I still have it on a video. I'm not showing it to you because it's pointless. And, yeah, I watched it again recently because I went on IMDb looking at my favourite actor and realised he was in it. I thought, great, I should watch this. And I still enjoyed it, but just a little bit more because he was in it. Anyway, this is representative of one of the best movies. But as you can see, I don't have it on DVD, and that's because it's a Belgian independent movie made in 1986. And it's pretty difficult to get hold of, and it's very obscure. So obscure, in fact, that it doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. It does have an IMDb page, but it's a very small amount written about it. It's a really good film, actually. Well, not really good, but like a good standard of film. A good enough, better than most films. I mean, better than any Bruce Willis film. I mean, even The Fifth Element, which is a great film. It's probably on par with The Fifth Element. So yeah, it's a good film. But it's very difficult to get hold of, and it is all on YouTube, so look for it and watch it, because it's good. Hey, you can see the computer. Great. So yeah, but yeah, it's not surprising that you haven't heard of it, but except all the Brad Diehards and stuff like that. Don't know, he may not be that popular because of the ratings, because quite a lot of films are 18, so the younger, impressionable people tend not to sort of be looking at that. I mean, obviously, everyone watches 18s before they're 18, but yeah, you get the picture. It says here on my list of stuff to talk about is career stuff. Basically, it's been a disappointing career for... Well, it's not been a disappointing career. I think it's probably made a lot of money, but, you know, we need more films. I mean, I know you're 60, but more films with more of you in it being great and acting would be great. I am going to talk about Lord of the Rings. A little bit disappointed that he wasn't in Return of the King, but obviously they edited it out for length purposes. And I'm going to try and make this as short as possible by skipping a load of other stuff I've got written down. And ask you which you think is his best film. I'm telling you what I think is his best film. God, I gotta choose this. It's a good film. Or this. Oh yeah, Child's Play or this. Because it's just really funny. Like, the whole franchise just gets more and more overblown and sort of self-mocking. And this is just a very well-made film. And he's very much like the character in the book. So I was very pleased with that. Great! So I think you should go out yourselves and discover this great actor we should all know and love.